views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Hey, everybody. Hey. Oh. Listen to me. I'm very excited about today's show. Glenna Rice is in the house. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show, Transformation Talk Radio. But most importantly, welcome to the world of Glenna Rice. And what I love about this is, and she doesn't even know this yet, but one of the things that I want to just say to everybody is sometimes in life, you figure out that there's something else for you to learn, or there's something else for you to do. Or most importantly, there's something else for you to be more aware of. And when that happens, then what is the essential key to getting from that level of awareness to literally having things in your life show up? Today's show is especially important in talking about that because, there's one thing for many of us to understand what the question of what else is possible means. But when you start to live in that question, what starts to happen in your life? Well, today's show is going to be exciting in so many ways. But here's the thing. How many of us in our lives are in the mode of a term I heard yesterday, which was called self-bullying? And what do I mean by that? Every day we wake up and we look in the mirror, or better yet, we're too afraid to look in the mirror. We're too afraid to look to see what the heck is going on. Do we have an extra wrinkle here or there? What's changed in our bodies? Do we not look like that headshot we took 10 years ago? And all of a sudden now we're talking to ourselves. We're talking to ourselves about our body. But how often do we say to ourselves, wait, oh, I love you. You're beautiful. You're healing. Well, Glenna has a different point of view about how the body heals. Now, and not only that, it's a different point of view about what's possible in the way the body heals and how we can participate in that. And so for her, these seeds of awareness, these amazing things that she does to literally, step forward in helping others to activate, to get to the place of knowing energetically what's possible. As a matter of fact, it's incredible for me to be talking about her as she is like in our own backyard. But the most important thing to worry about or not worry about or know is this. What if you woke up to a new body every day? Glenna, welcome to the show. It's just great to have you here.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here, be on the show and be in Seattle. I love the city. I'm doing a workshop here this weekend, and it's not this weekend. It was the past weekend. Doing it.
Well, the question I want to ask you is that you have a very, very important role. You are an access consciousness facilitator. And I wanted to have you talk about that for a minute and really about in the context of the work that you're doing, the workshop, and the many places you travel. What does it mean for the people listening to the show today? What is it that goes on in the world of Glenna Rice when you're doing this work? Uh-oh.
That's it's making me laugh. What goes on in the world of Glenna Rice? I don't know if everybody wants to be in my head, Dr. Pat. It's a pretty busy world right now. I've been an access consciousness facilitator for a while now, 10 years, 11 years. And I've been teaching classes for the body, on the body, 3-day body class, and this class, ESSE, that we're going to be talking about, energetic synthesis of structural embodiment. The body classes for the past 5 years, and I'm one of like 13 facilitators on the planet that are teaching that class. And then me and one other woman, Susie Godsey, teach ESSE classes. It's about empowering people to know that they know, to give them tools so they can access, which is the coolest part about the name, the consciousness and the awareness that they have. So that anything that shows up in your life that's a difficulty or things that you want to create greater in your future, you have tools and questions to start asking, to open doors, to give you the awareness of the possibilities that will start to contribute to you creating what you're asking for or changing the stuff that's not working for you. And my specialty is working with the body, and then I do all the further classes with children.
Okay, so let's talk about this. I made a comment about the body. I heard a term yesterday, by the way. And it was a term that I don't know, maybe I heard it before, but I don't know that I heard it before. But it really does categorize in a lot of ways for me, what the heck we are doing in the way that we are talking with ourselves and the way that we see ourselves. And the word I heard was self-bullying. And I thought, wow, that's a little harsh. And I thought, but wait a minute, what part of that term is really true? What's right?
Yeah.
What's your question, Glenna? Oh, wait, let me try it. Wait, let me try. What part of that statement is correct? What part of that statement might be right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
well,
How did I do with the question?
Good. Yeah. The whole statement at times is totally how people are functioning. We are not nice to our bodies. Nothing about this reality really honors the body and sees the body as something valuable, something amazing, a huge gift. We got bodies on this planet, which is a pretty amazing and beautiful planet. And are we treating them with regard? Are we kind to them? Or are we telling them what to do, what to eat, how to act, how to be? And then, waking up in the morning and looking in the mirror and judging them intensely about how they're not looking the way we think they should look, and never asking them, your body, what it would like to look like. We just we don't include our body in most of the things we do.
Well, here's this question that I have for you. Each of us kind of gets tapped on the shoulder about where we're going to go and what we're going to do in our lives. And, when you were talking about your journey and what you've done, right, for the past 10 years, there's just a burning question that I have. And that is, how did you get to be Glenna Rice, the person that people go to when they want to learn about a new level of awareness around their bodies and around their children? How did you get to be that person, Glenna?
How did I get to be this person? That is so interesting to look at. I just my whole life just downloaded in front of me. Well, I was born in 1965 in Seattle, Washington. That's where it started. Right here. I studied to be, I'm a physical therapist. So I went to graduate school to become a physical therapist and started working with bodies then. And most of the stuff, I just knew there was something else that I could do that could actually help people differently than the modalities that we learned in school and what the medical profession was providing me. And I worked in pediatrics for quite a few years and saw changes in kids, but it really was not what I knew could actually change. And I found an amazing teacher, John S. Barnes. He's a physical therapist who teaches myofascial release work, which got me a little bit out of the box because he does some weird stuff, and he works with the fascial system, which is what the ESSE class is targeting also. And I trained with him and was instructing in some of his workshops. And I asked a question one day about I was not a single mom then. I was married and not that happily married with 3 kids. One pretty young, and I was not, I was really, really busy and really unhappy about it and complaining all the time, complaining a lot about how much I had to do and how little help I was getting. And I asked a question, what would it take to not be so angry anymore? And one of the cool things about Access is when you ask a question, it opens a door to a different possibility and you're choosing something different, you often find it. Many of the people that I work with have some similar story where they asked something or saw something or heard something, then a question popped, and then they found somebody that was a facilitator of Access or saw somebody, heard a radio show that one of us was on and found it. So I found the midwife that had delivered my child's ex-husband was a facilitator, and she referred him to me for an injury that he had. And I immediately started including the access work dynamically into everything I did and into my physical therapy practice. So that's how I really found the work. And it just created exponential changes. And what I always knew could be possible if bodies started to actually show up quickly, more quicker than I could imagine. And it was a giggle. Like every time I saw someone, it just became the delight and a surprise about what I could change or contribute to them changing in their body.
Yeah. And, here's what I want to say. This is a powerful show more than anybody out there might even believe right now. And, the reason that this is a powerful show, many of us have had people, Glenna, that, as we speak, maybe in their last days of their lives. Why? Because there is something going on in the body. There is something happening in the body. But what are the myths? What is the level of consciousness that we are carrying around? And why am I fired up about this? Let me tell you why I'm fired up about this. Because all you need to do is pull out a few statistics. And what you're going to find that generally speaking, this is generally, don't hold me to this, but I have done some research. Generally speaking, in the United States of America, by the time you are 70 years old, you will probably be Glenna's going to, I can feel it. Glenna, you're going to have to help me after we come back. If you are 70 years old in the United States of America, get ready for putting into your mouth every day anywhere from 6 to 10 pills. We're going to take a short break, everybody. Yeah, that's a statistic. I went to a lot of places to find that out just for this show today. We'll be right back, everybody. Hey everyone, meet my friends at the maca team. The ancient Inca root vegetable maca is known worldwide for its huge array of health benefits. As a family-run company of true maca specialists, the maca team is here to bring you the best maca the Peruvian mountains has to offer. Yellow maca, used to promote endurance, vitality, fertility, hormone health, and much more, is on sale now. I love it. Visit themacateam.com to order yours now. Themacateam.com.
Are you searching? Looking for a sign? A message you need to hear? From the great unknown? From the most mysterious place that is the most familiar to your soul in the depths of who you are? The universe put someone here to talk to, someone God gave a blessing to, that you may find insight with. TheAngelLady.net. 1-800-323-1790.
Naturopathic doctor, founder of the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, and author of the New York Times bestseller 21 Pounds in 21 Days, Dr. Ronnie DeLuce has helped tens of thousands of people, including celebrities and athletes, with her message of lifestyle change. Now Dr. Ronnie DeLuce wants to help you. You too can be saved. Email Dr. Ronnie DeLuce at info@ronniedeluceonradio.com and visit mtheholisticretreat.com. Dr. Ronnie DeLuce, your partner in wellness.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Pat. Many of you have heard me talk about the Lyme disease epidemic going on right now in the world. I want to tell you about my friends at Results RNA. They have now created an entire Lyme support system for immune system support, detoxification, rejuvenation, and neurological healing. Please visit resultsrna.com to learn more, and for first-time orders, you'll receive a special 10% discount. All you have to do is type in Dr. Pat at checkout.
Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune in to Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Dr. Pat. Glenna Rice is in the house. And as we said, or as I've said, and as she said, she is living her life purpose. And, when you're stepping up and living your life purpose, what does it look like? Well, you know what it's going to look like sometimes? It's going to look like you're really super busy because what you said yes to is helping other people. Yeah. You said yes to facilitating for them a new level of awareness that could open a new level of possibilities, that could open an entirely new world of goals and objectives. Like strange words, I don't like them, I don't use them. But imagine a vision. Imagine if your awareness turned to a vision, turned to living a life that you truly desired. Today, though, is about this. What if you woke up to a new body every day? And what if that new body wasn't in the realm of self-bullying? What if that new body wasn't like you hear on the promotional material on television or radio saying, oh, wait a minute, maybe you should take this drug. By the way, it's for high blood pressure, low blood pressure, no blood pressure. And wait, let me give you 36 seconds of all the things that might happen if you do take it. Now, there are some of us that probably do need some of this medication. But what do we say to ourselves? What do we say when we wake up in the morning? Do we say, oh, let me go get those pills because my body is just not doing very well? Glenna, what do you think about all of this stuff I'm kind of saying here right now?
Oh, I think it's crazy the amount that we're an over medicated population. That's for sure. I mean, I have a father who's 75 who takes at least 10 of those pills, and I've just been right now. I mean, this is coming up. I'm talking with my mom. He's just kind of moved into my house for a few months. Yeah. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys ever seen Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory and the beginning scene where the grandparents are in the living room. Well, I have a daybed in the living room, and that is right where he's at all day. And I don't know, he might find the golden ticket and take my youngest out to Willy Wonka's place maybe someday. I'm not sure. But he's on tons of medication, and I've been talking to my mom about decreasing them dramatically, and she has, and his balance got a little bit better. He was less cloudy. He's more, he's able to have more, dynamic conversations with us just by reducing some of what he was taking. Because almost all those side effects you're talking about that they say at the end, they all work together to create even more side effects. And most of them have dizziness and, confusion is some of the side effects of them. And we are over medicated. And, the medical profession, that's what they are. They're medical doctors. You go to a doctor to get medicine. That's what they're trained in. That's their specialty, is getting medicine. So, I mean, it's not surprising that you get all these pills, because when you have something wrong with your body, you go to the doctor and that's what they give you. I mean, if you go to a physical therapist, we give you exercises, unless not all of us do. But you're going in for some prescription is something to help you change things. Yeah.
But, here it is. I'm waking up every day. I'm looking at myself, and, I am. We wake up and we look in the mirror. We do that. Now, maybe we don't do it consciously, but we do it. So I want to talk about that conscious and unconscious. But I also want to talk about, a body of work that isn't that interesting, a body of work that you also have said yes to. Energetic synthesis of embodiment. These are workshops. Energetic synthesis of embodiment. I love that. ESSE. And, the reason I want to talk about that is because when we start to look at word for word, it takes on some very, very powerful meaning. And the question really is what is, if I might say, what is the end game in looking at this? What is it that you've seen in this work that you do? And why is this workshop, and can I just say, this body of work, though, why is this going to be sort of, if I might say, a solution for people? I know we don't solve problems per se, but we are really looking for a change, in the old ways we're doing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And this workshop creates change. It creates amazing changes in the body. I mean, I've been teaching it just this year. I think I've had 5 workshops now. And I'm going into Boston in a few weeks to do one there. I didn't come up with the name. Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, came up with the name years ago. With there's this woman, wonderful woman, Susie Godsey, who works quite a bit with animals and does a lot of animal workshops in Access, who was working on him, and she'd had a history of waltzing is really where her bodywork history came from. And she asked Gary what it was she did, and he said. And Gary Douglas, for those of you who have heard him on radio shows or met him, he has this amazing way of taking energy and putting it into words, like translating energy into words. And he said, well, wow, this is the energetic synthesis of structural embodiment is the work she was doing. And about 2 years ago now, I asked Gary if I could teach the class on bodies because Susie doesn't like to work with bodies. She likes animals. That's her thing. So he was like, yes, of course you can. And then Susie and I started working together and developed, I kind of took some of the stuff she'd been doing with the horse class and a body class she taught a while ago and developed the one I'm teaching from that. And energetically, I mean, the work is energetic, but it's a hands-on manual technique also. And it's really it's targeting the fascial system of the body, which is your connective tissue. But the fascial system is it's everywhere. It's around every cell, in cells, around your muscles, attaches your muscles to your bones. It surrounds your bone, through your bone, in your brain. So it's really, you're working on the body. It's a whole body system. And we're targeting a structure because it creates the structure and form of your body. It's not really your bones that do it. It's the fascia and the connective tissue that kind of suspends your body into the shape it is. So we're working with that, but we're also working with the embodiment of your body, and that's where the energetic comes in.
Yeah.
And I am seeing more and more in each class what this is creating, and it's blowing me away, really. It's not just the structure of the body that seems to be changing with this class. There's also the structure of people's family relationships, their lives, their jobs, their work. Like things that we've decided are the structure that's fixed, is that fixed structure is dissolving and dismantling with this work. It's really amazing what changes I've seen. And bodies, like old injuries and pains that you've had are just going away. And I've got people out there now doing the work all over the planet. I've done the class at different places in the world. And I keep getting these calls and emails about, oh my God, I just worked on my dad's back pain and it's gone. Or I had this friend who had a shoulder that wasn't moving and now it's moving again. So what's possible with this work? I don't even imagine yet, is where I'm in the question with.
I love that. And I love that question because, what's possible with it is writing a new narrative on wellness and healing. That's what's possible. I mean, It is really opening up the door by looking at something that this is what I love about this, Glenna. I mean, I guess, if you're even connected to any part of our world, our pop culture, as we like to call it, meaning, the majority of people that are walking around right now, we are acutely aware that something has changed. And, if you're in a multi-generational family, what's changed is that, you don't remember your grandma or grandpa, in my case, doing exactly what you said. I don't remember my grandma or grandpa, who lived really pretty long, sitting there and taking 10 pills a day. I don't remember that. So something has changed in the world. And are you, for people listening, are you able to offer them another option?
Yes. Yeah, I am. When your body is working dynamically or functioning but it has an ease with how it's functioning, those pills aren't going to be required. Some might be, but when your system is kind of clogged up and tightened up and bound down, often with aging, because that's in the fascial system, that's one of the things that most people create less movement or pliability with it, is as we age. With the points of views about aging, that less movement we start to do, and just all of the trauma and the drama or the work we've done with our body over the years can create that. But also any kind of an injury you've had, car accidents, surgeries, those kind of things, can all add into the system where it starts to get bound down, tight, thickened, hardened. And it should be really have a soft, bouncy quality to your body. So you start opening that up and giving that more freedom to move, and all of the systems of your body, which are also surrounded with fascia, start to function optimally or better than they were before, because they just have the freedom of moving, and your body's moving at a cellular level all the time. There's always movement going on, and this frees it up, at a macro level, but also at a micro level. So cells that weren't functioning as well, producing whatever that now the medication is supposed to be helping you with, now can have the ability to produce it or take stuff in easier, or the stuff can flow through. And you can also detoxify all the years of medication people have been taking out of the body.
Well, that's
doing that. Yeah.
Well, that's a big topic in itself, really, the whole idea of really being able to move things along. We're living right now in a world where I think there are more myths that are being creative. One of the greatest myths that I'm being challenged with, especially in the circle of friends that I have, is the myth that if I decide to go the route of conventional medicine, then I really will not do myself well if I then integrate any kind of natural modality. It is kind of an idea that is out there, and it's actually being, it's proliferating in the world of medicine. I can't tell you how many people in the United States go to their doctors and they heard of a natural remedy, and the doctor says, if you do that, I can't treat you. So when we come back, Glenna is going to walk us through, what is it really all about? She actually has a cool blog about this, which I'll tell you. But, how can you contribute to the change your body is creating? How can you, how can me, how can we do that? And then let's go deep into the judgments we make about ourselves that we're not even aware of. So anybody out there is thinking right now, the weather is getting hotter, and you're thinking, oh, I'm never going to fit in that bathing suit. I'm never going to fit in those shorts. Maybe you're not telling somebody out in the world right now, but I will tell you there is an impact to that. Well, better yet, Glenna will tell you. We're going to take a short break, everybody. We'll be right back. GlennaRice.com. When we come back, we're going to tell you about some of the upcoming work she's doing. For those of you that are listening on the East Coast, write this date down, May 7th through 8th. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The doctor is in. Tune in to the hit show, The Psychic Love Doctor, with host Deborah Lee. Deborah's life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. Join Deborah Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and for a special broadcast the second Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Do you want the freedom to spend more time with your loved ones? Travel the world? Live spontaneously? Get ready, because the Chip Justice Show is here. Hosts Dr. Pat Basile and Chip Justice can help you build meaningful success while embracing life. Living a life you love is the end game in this new, inspirational, and empowering show. Positive changes for a life you'll love. Tune in every month on TransformationTalkRadio.com and visit PositiveChangeInstitute.co for more information.
Tune in to the Angels and Answers Psychic Radio Show with clairvoyants Artie Hoffman and Sky Siegel every Thursday for a 2-hour show, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio. Artie and Sky deliver spiritual and motivational messages with passion and a sense of humor. Call in 800-930-2819 for live and on-air readings. Visit ArtieHoffman.com and SkyofAngels.com.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
What if we really didn't have to die to go to heaven? Are you curious about the afterlife or rebirth? The highly anticipated new book from author Dr. Susan Allison, You Don't Have to Die to Go to Heaven, is available now. Find out how to find guidance and healing in the spirit realms. Order the book today and put it on your must-read list for 2016. Visit drsusanallison.com to learn more.
Do you want to achieve your goals? Do you want to strengthen relationships with others? Do you want to improve your financial status? Colette Marie Steffen is partnering with Mark Kettenbach to bring you an energetic upgrade online experience launching in April. Unfold and develop your full potential. Visit energeticupgrade.com today for more information. That's energeticupgrade.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Dr. Pat Show. Welcome back to my friend, my colleague, Dr. Glenna Rice. And, it's so cool because I get to work with people all over the world, and, we all get to evolve and change. When Glenna and I first met, we were talking about many, many different things. But today I get to talk to her and introduce you to Dr. Glenna Rice. Why? Because the things that she talks about on the show, she actually practices in her life. And, for those of you out there, these are the kind of folks you want to work with. You want to work with people that not just are here talking about how to create an amazing life, but are actually living it. And that's what I love about this. You can definitely find out more about Glenna by going to glennarice.com, or you can go to drglennarice.accessconsciousness.com. And really, for many of you out there, you can find out about classes, but you can also find out about energetic synthesis of embodiment and why this is literally lighting up the pages, bright and shiny. Glenna, thank you for joining me here today, and thank you for this topic. I wanted to get to this question about contributing to change in your body. How we do that. And I want to talk about judgments. It's obvious sometimes, like if you have kids, right? So if you hear, children, if you have children, so if you hear one of your children say something like, "Oh, Mom, my God, I just can't blah, blah, blah about my body," you're going to kind of look at them sideways. But sometimes they don't say it. So can you talk about both the explicit or implicit, conscious or subconscious ways that we sabotage ourselves here?
Yeah, cool. Yes. And I have a 12-year-old, 17-year-old, and a 21-year-old. So I've been through the teenage years when the judgment really starts happening. And my youngest, I'm seeing her create it really differently, which is so exciting to see that she's just blooming into this most beautiful, beautiful young woman with her body. She's creating it from a question with what we talk about. And she really is. And she did have some time where she was, the baby fat phase just before she did a growth spurt. And I would see her judging herself, looking in the mirror and looking at her body and not being happy with it. And then she said some stuff out loud, and I did call her, and I'm like, okay, that's great. Your body's getting, it's not as thin as you want it to be. What question can you ask? Body, how could you look greater than I could imagine?
Mm.
Body, how would you like to create yourself? It could totally be fun for both of us. And she's doing gymnastics, and this body she's creating is like, and without the judgment you see teenagers do, I see all of her friends do it, but she just doesn't have that. When she sees something that's not working for her with her body, or just even an activity in gymnastics, say, she goes into a question of how she can change it. Body, how would you like to do this backflip? And she's having so much fun with her body. She's like a testament to this work that I've been doing for years, too, because I still will pull a judgment out, a lot of times can come into my head from all my years of judging before I learned that judgment creates. Your judgment creates. We create our bodies with the judgments we have of our body. Before I knew that, I did a lot of it. So it still shows up for me. And I catch myself, and I have tools now, and that makes a huge difference. But yeah, your body is changing all the time. Like literally, it's changing. Like your cells are changing all the time. You have new red blood cells every 4 months or something actually in days. Your skin is a few weeks old. So the stuff is changing constantly. And instead of ever asking, contributing to the change, what we tend to do is just judge the change into the judgments we want to create by what we're saying, by the bullying. Like you said, the bullying we do with our body actually is what's creating what your body looks like, what it can do, what it can't do. With my parents, I was saying my dad just moved in. They're completely different in how they're aging. My dad is rapidly aging, getting old, looks like he's 10 years older than he is. My mom, nothing. She's aging, looks a bit, she looks her age. But physically, her body is not stocked at all. And the one thing that they both do differently is my mom never says, I've never heard her say once, oh, I'm getting old. Oh, it's because I'm getting old. Well, I can't do that because I'm getting old. And my dad has been saying it since he was in his 50s. And that creation, that judgment, that way of bullying his body, telling it constantly, oh, you're getting old, has created it having to get old for him because that's his point of view. That's where he's coming from. And the body will just go along with the stuff we say, this ridiculous stuff we say all the time, like, oh, you're fat or you're ugly or you're looking old or you're wrinkled or you're tired or you're sick. All these things we say, the body kind of goes, okay, if you want me to, I'll create that for you. But we can actually ask it, Body, what would you like to look like? Body, what if we were younger than we ever imagined? What if we were ageless? Body, how would you like to create that for us? How fun could that be? Like turning these things all in their head and asking questions that actually create something more fun than aging, getting old, getting sick, getting tired, getting fat, all the things we tend to judge.
Yeah, I love this. Somebody asked me a question about this not too long ago, but I want to just tell everybody, Glenna has a blog that's posted, and we actually also posted it in social media for this show. And you'll be able to find it by going very easily to Transformation Talk Radio or the Dr. Pat Show. We've got a hot link there. All you need to do is click on it. And, one of the things that I love about this is the way you start that blog article out. Somebody asked me this question. They said to me, why do you think there's such a disparity, Pat, between what we read about people that walked the earth 2,000 years ago and how long they lived and the people walking the earth now and how long we live? And I thought, wow, that's like a super interesting question. And I think they were expecting me to give some kind of spiritual answer or something to it. And my answer just that popped right out of my head, and I'd love for you to talk about this, is my answer was there was nothing for them to know. There was nothing for them to know. There was no media telling them how old they can be, how long they can live. There was no food that's coming across your television that says do this, do that. Nobody telling them you have to exercise or walk because that's what they did. And I said, it's the absence. It's the absence of, I think I used the word propaganda. But my point is this. What is the answer to that? I mean, do we want to believe that those stories are not true, that somebody lived to 600 years old? Or do we want to believe that it is not the clutter that we have right now? But boy, we've added on a ton of beliefs about ourselves right now.
Oh my gosh, do we have a lot? Yeah. I mean, what was different? They didn't have the propaganda. They may not have had a point of view that they had to live to be only 80 years old. I mean, we're told the average life expectancy, the retirement age. And what's really interesting you can do is that with this tool of light and heavy, what feels light and true for you makes you feel lighter, and heavy is a lie. You can ask your body, how would you like? Could you live more than 200 years or less? And most bodies get a more. In fact, most bodies hit around 800 to 1,000 years. The body will still say, yes, I could live that long. So we have to actually, if that's true, if the bodies are like, yeah, I could totally live that long. We never do, but we could. Then what do you have to do to get a body to die in like 85, 90, maybe 100 years? There's a lot of work we have to do to kill off our bodies if they could actually live to be 200 years, 500 years, 600 years old. It's a really weird question, but I have asked thousands and thousands of people this in different workshops. And then I go, oh my God, oh wow, yeah, my body could live to be 500.
Yeah.
But we have to kill it off by 80, by 90. And what part of the ways we do that is with these points of view. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting old. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Isn't it fascinating? I mean, when we really look at this, I went and looked at your blog, right? And one of the things I looked at was I started to read it and I thought, what? And I started to read, a couple of the things, and I'll just throw them out there. Your liver is about 5 months old, right? Your red blood cells are only 4 months old. And, I'm really struck by the fact that I've watched people that I know in my life, just absolutely not buy into any form of illness, any form of cancer, any form of anything, and say, basically, that's not me. And then at some point, something flips, where enough doctors have said to them, boy, you're not going to make it. Boy, there's nothing else we could do. I mean, those words, Glenna, something happens when we invoke those words, and it completely blows up any level of hope we have. How do we battle that?
Yeah. So one of the things when people have said those things to you, they're like implanted points of view. They implant you. They're implanted into your being, into your body, and you start to create from someone else's point of view. And we all know the head tripping that starts around that. And then you start seeing everything that matches that point of view. and you're stuck in this point of view that's not even necessarily yours or your body. That's where the question is so dynamic and valuable and can create so much change. And you can uncreate and destroy all the ways you bought these points of views and been creating from them, and get rid of that, and then start asking a question, body. Well, I mean, if it's a sickness or an illness, like, what are we creating here?
Mm-hmm.
What's the value of creating this? Because there may be some value. Like I said, we got to kill our bodies off in 90 years. You might be, okay, so I'm going to live to be 97. Got to start that at 92. It could be something like that. And then you can say, okay, so there is a value. Does that value actually even work for me anymore? Like what's interesting with patients that I've worked with that have cancer, which is what most people choose right now in this reality. That's kind of like I say, that's the popular way to kill your body off in this reality right now. We don't have a lot of diseases anymore like we did, 1,000 years ago. Car accidents maybe a little bit, but with seatbelts, it's just like totally messing up that possibility.
Yep.
So with cancer, if I ask someone, what are you dying to get out of? So many of them are something about their life, like their marriage or, their job or something like that. And they've been saying, oh, my job is killing me.
Yeah.
My marriage is killing me.
Yeah.
And they've been creating from that point of view. And then they go to a doctor and says, oh, yeah, you've got this cancer. You've got 6 months or 8 months or whatever they say, or you have to do all of this chemotherapy and radiation, which is so difficult for a body to receive also. But if you start to see what the value was, the ones that have seen that and said, oh, I was dying to get out of my marriage. It's like, well, you could just get a divorce. It might be an easier.
Yeah. The big one today is I'm dying to get out of my job, or better yet, my job is killing me. And more importantly, we don't say it, but it's literally coming out of every pore in our body. People are walking around. Someone said to me, if there was a television show, I love the questions I get asked sometimes. Someone said, if there was a television show to describe, Pat, in our pop culture, what's happening to people at work, what would it be? I said, oh, that's easy. It's The Walking Dead. And then they asked me, oh, is there another show? I said, yeah, Fear of the Walking Dead, both of them. That's what's going on. And Glenna's like, oh, my God, we got to change her point of view. Let's take a short break when we come back. Is that the way you're feeling about your life? And do you want to make the change? Is that the way you're feeling about your body? Do you really, really relate to a show called The Walking Dead? Because there's some part of our consciousness. That's why that show is like a mega hit. I'm just telling you. There's some part of our consciousness that looks at the struggle of surviving, and we bring it in. And so when we come back, we're going to talk about thriving. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back.
Discover the 8 things the elements of prosperity want you to know. Lynn Brown is hosting a life-transforming, soul-expanding evening on April 30th featuring guest speaker and radio host Dr. Pat Basili. Lynn was guided to make this a by-donation event for entrants, and all proceeds will be donated towards uplifting the homeless community. For more information and to get tickets, visit eventbrite.com. That's eventbrite.com and type Lynn Brown in the search.
There are so many resources out there for meditation. But did you know that Atana's Heart Earth Healing Meditation is available for you for free? Yes, that's right. You can receive this free healing meditation today from Atana Badili. All you need to do is visit his website, atanamethod.com. That's ATAANA method.com, and sign up. You will receive your free meditation instantly. That's atanamethod.com.
On the cutting edge of the new mainstream, Christine Upchurch is passionate about bringing together science, psychology, and spirituality in a way that can be applied to our everyday lives for true transformation. The Christine Upchurch Show, stellar conversations to illuminate your journey, engages some of the most outstanding visionaries on the planet in lively dialogue to inspire you to become that bright light you're meant to be. Join Christine every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time on KKNW, AM 1150, and Transformation Talk Radio.
Are you tired of being tired? Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Did you know the adrenal glands, the workhorse of the body? They are the means by which you position yourself in life for whatever comes your way. Tiny but mighty, producing hormones the body uses to promote energy and vitality. These adrenals determine how you respond to stress, and when depleted, the body loses its ability to function powerfully when we need it most. The much-needed adrenaline or epinephrine is not available for emergency situations. Cortisone and cortisol, the longer-acting anti-stress adrenal hormones, can also become depleted due to the pace of our everyday lives. We overwork and undernutrition our most powerful ally that helps us to live the lives we desire. We are able to determine the optimum function of the adrenals and put your system back in balance. Contact us today to feel powerfully energized at 888-777-4232 or visit us at maryjanemack.com.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Dr. Glenna Rice joining me here today. For those of you who want to find out more about her, you can go to Glenna Rice, but you can also go to Dr. GlennaRice.accessconsciousness.com. And by the way, you're going to be able to see the blog I'm referring to, as well as all of the classes. For those of you that are listening from different parts of the world, make sure you check out where Glenna is going to be. For those of you that are listening from our New England station, which is very cool, all of you listening, May 7th through 8th. But more importantly, what you're going to want to find out is about all of the various classes that are available. Quite a few of them are available online. As a matter of fact, I was just looking for myself. I was looking at, what does it look like to become an Access Consciousness facilitator? And where are the various areas that people are focusing on? Because this is not just a website anymore. This is actually a movement. Glenna, thank you for today. Great show, great conversation. And ton of people relating to The Walking Dead, The Talking Dead, and Fear of the Walking Dead. And millions, by the way. T-shirts, everything, coffee mugs, you name it. Why? Are we stuck in the surviving mode, or is it that we really do want to root for the good guys? And sometimes the good guys are the zombies. Sorry.
I haven't watched a lot of the episodes. I've seen a few on the airplanes when I've been flying. And I don't really like zombie shows too much. The only zombie movie was the old Michael Jackson one, Thriller. I liked that zombie movie. That's the closest I came. But if you just go to an airport and watch people walking around, people are walking around like The Walking Dead. People are not walking around with smiles on the face. They don't look like they're enjoying anything about their life, or just, the downtown streets of Seattle. Yeah. And this is one of the more vibrant cities that is on the planet. Cities like Mumbai, where there's, billions of people running around. The Walking Dead is huge there too. People are not thriving. They're surviving. They're getting from point A to point B, and then they're dying. Really, they're the Walking Dead. Like I was talking about how, you have to get rid of your body quickly. If it could live longer, you have to be the Walking Dead to be creating your body dying from, years before it does.
Yeah.
It's, what else is possible with that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What if you could create a vibrant, alive body that's a contribution to joy and to fun? What if you could have fun being on the planet? What if every day you woke up and say, wow, who am I today and what adventure am I going to have? Instead of waking up and going, oh my God, I have to go to work. Could your job change that day just by that question and maybe not be as miserable and horrible as you decided it is? It's funny how that question can change it. People will often think they're in a job they hate, change their question and their point of view and go, oh, wow, I actually really like doing it. That's why I've been doing this for the last 20 years. It's actually something I enjoy. And then everything starts changing around them, and they quit seeing from the point of view they hate it and it's miserable and they're surviving and suffering through it, to this thing like, oh, I actually enjoy this part. This is fun. And their conversations with their coworkers change, and they get offered other possibilities at their job. It can be amazing how just a simple question can change everything.
Yeah. I had a friend, and it would just irk me to no end because of a statement she would make. And she's probably one of the most positive, quote, spiritual people that I have met. But, we all have our moments. And she would make a statement, I'm just killing time till I die. And I would think, what? Glenna, but doesn't that really represent what we're talking about here today?
Yeah. Yeah. And those little phrases are they will pop so loud when you start looking at this different. Those weird things you say like that, I'm just killing time till I die, or my job is killing me. Like I was saying, those things, they're like little spells we're creating all the time. And if you start to notice where you say them, you can start changing it. And it can be funny because you're like, oh my God, I say that? I actually just pops out of my mouth all the time. I'm sure getting old. Those things.
Yeah. I was sharing a story the other day, and I literally had a breakthrough. And, I thought about you. You probably get these little hits and say, oh my God, is that Pat Todd thinking? Okay, so I started playing table tennis again. And I haven't played table tennis at any sort of competitive level since 1975. 1975, Glenna.
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
1975.
A couple years ago.
Yeah. I'll send you the pictures of me back in 1975. and you could take a look and say, oh, my God, she could have starred in The Walking Dead right there. But I decided I love table tennis. And I was really kind of good. But I love playing. In my mind, I had a story, though. My story was my body's not okay to play it. I'm never going to be able to play it. I used to play a really fast game of table tennis. I don't really have what it takes to play that. I even went out and bought a table tennis paddle that was slow. But here's what happened. I did. I bought a slower paddle. In 4 weeks, something happened. But what happened to me is I got to play side by side with a woman that was at least half my age from Vietnam who played really well. And all of a sudden I was transformed. And so I want to ask you about that. How can we put ourselves around the people that are going to support what you're talking about today? Because that one instance with that woman, people thought we were ringers. I don't even know her name. We beat everybody. And I went out and got myself a very fast paddle.
I love this. I love it. Well, our bodies recognize other bodies that are creating generatively like that, and our bodies want to do that. We stop them all the time. It's funny. I do that I take a lot of ballet classes, and I didn't train as a ballerina really young, so there's certain things I don't really know how to do that I never got in a class when I was 7 years old. Then I'll look at some ex-professional dancer or some young dancer in the class, and I'll ask my body, duplicate the energy she's dancing with. Because my body has no point of view. It's happy to do stuff like that. And then I go off and do the little routine, and then it's just really fun for me, like you're talking about with the table tennis. It's like, wow, that was really cool to dance that way. So the energy of this woman's body, did it show your body what was actually possible that you were trying to pretend wasn't there anymore?
As a matter of fact, Glenna, I didn't just buy a fast paddle. I bought one of the fastest paddles. And here's what happened to me. I'm telling you, I thought about you again. I get the paddle, and it's heavy. And the reason, okay, it's all relative. I'm not talking about a 10-pound bag of potatoes here. It's heavy. When you're playing with a table tennis, you want a light paddle, but the rubber is so thick on it for spin that the paddle seemed heavy. I almost sent it back because why? My thought was, I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough to lift this little paddle and hit the ball.
Right. So those are this is such a great example because this is the kind of stuff we do all the time. People do it with, they start to run again or jog again or play some sport they played when they were younger, and all these points of views are up. What you want to do is ask your body, because the body is the one that's playing the sport or doing the activity. It's not your being that's doing it. Without a body, you're not even playing table tennis. You could only maybe watch it as a ghost, but you can't play it. So it's body, how would you like to play the game today? Body, how would you like to go on a walk around the lake today? How would you like to go for a run? Body, how would you like to do this? What would be fun for you? And then get out of your body's way and allow it to play the game. Because, with table tennis, if you're thinking at all, you cannot hit that ball. It's too fast.
Oh, boy. No.
So you take the brakes off, you get out of your body's way, you stop trying to control it and allow it to have joy and the fun that goes along with whatever activity it likes to do. And asking your body what activities they like to do is a really great thing too. Body, what is fun for you? What movement is fun for you to do? And this is how we create ourselves younger instead of older.
Yeah.
Because your body doesn't ever want to have to age and create the old things we do.
No.
Right.
No. And this is really cool. I mean, because what we're talking about here today is really what everybody on the planet that knows anything about healing is talking about, the energetic movement of this. I mean, there's a reason that we're calling it energetic synthesis. We are energy. But I want to ask you this question, and this is really kind of important. If I walked up to you, Glenna, and I said to you, Glenna, I don't know what to do. I've got 9 nodules in my thyroid. I've had everybody check it. I'm a little bit concerned. I'm feeling fatigued. I'm not quite sure what's happening to my memory. I don't even know where to begin to start to heal my body. I'm not going to look at other diseases. No one can find anything. I'm not going to make it up. I don't want to, but I don't want to be sick, because this is what's happening to people. We don't want to be sick. What do we say to folks? How do we help them at least get going?
That's not a minute conversation. That's a whole show.
That's why I ask you the question. It's our next show.
It's our next show. I go in with a question, like I've been saying. Someone with a lot of that stuff going on, it's like that question of what was the value of creating it? What would you actually like to change here? And then we start talking to the body. Because it's the body that's creating it, it's the body that knows how to change it. And some things may require medical intervention. Yep. Some of them may require surgery. Some of them may just require changing in your point of view completely. Yep. And it's different with every single person. There is no blanket diagnosis or blanket cure for anything that we're creating with our bodies, because we all created them from a different point of view. So it's fine. It's kind of like unraveling and getting to what's creating it, and not necessarily looking at the symptoms, but looking at the cause and how you created it. And if it's something that's valuable, you can change that point of view, and then you can start creating what actually would work for you.
You know what I love about this example, and we're going to pick up from here on our next show, right? What I love about it is the willingness to at least say, Glenna, I need some help. Because if we're not even willing to say, Glenna, I need some help, we're not going to know the value of the classes that you're teaching, the opportunities to change our lives, and how a point of view literally transforms into thriving. Are we going to know any of that?
Yes, and it's really choice that creates that. What would create the change you're asking for, and start to let the universe and everything around you and you to start to see what those things would be that would start to create the changes you're asking for.
I love it. Here's what I want to say, and I'd love to ask you to kind of wrap up, end the show. I think surviving is overrated. I think the new narrative is thriving. And what would you say to folks to really kick that up a few notches?
What would it take to live a life where you're thriving and just get rid of all the surviving you've been trying to do? It's thrival is the word we like instead of survival.
Yep.
Life. No more survival. It's thrival.
Yeah.
Totally different energy. What would it take to choose that? What if it was fun?
Right. I love it. Glenna, thank you for today. I want to ask you one last question. Please, anything that I've left out, personal message, anything about the events, and please mention the telecall you do every month, if you would.
Oh, right. I do. I'm doing a monthly Questionable Conversations, and I've been doing a three-part series. We just started Sex in the Body, which could be a totally different show, it was Bodies and Sex. We did Bodies and Movements. You can get the whole year at a great price. It's all up on the website, or you can just buy the set of 3 calls.
That's great.
And it's been a fabulously fun call, and it's changing all sorts of stuff with bodies, and the people on the call have been fun. So anyone's welcome to join that. There's no prerequisites required.
Why haven't we done a show on Sex in a Body?
I don't know.
Okay, now I've got 2 shows for us to do, because we need to talk about that one. My gosh, yes. How many, if I dare say, how many lies do we tell ourselves about that one, Glenna?
Oh my gosh, yes, many ones, yeah. Too many.
What's your personal message? What would you like to leave us with?
Oh, I have so many. It's like, what would it take for you to have a communion with your body and a friendship and a relationship with your body that's greater than you can imagine?
Wow. Glenna Rice, everybody. Thank you for tuning us in and turning us on. Check it out. You can find out more about Glenna. Go to glennarice.com. And please check out accessconsciousness.com. Lots of things happening. For those of you that were just at the Seattle event, I know you're rocking it. And for those of you that want to get involved in there and get there, please check it out. And for the, our East Coast listeners, yeah, Boston, do it. All right, everybody, we'll see you next time.
Lights go out and I can't be saved. Tides that I try